Well, hello, IDS 105 students, and welcome to week 6 here in the IDS 105 learning community. First and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. Couple of webinar reminders. This is an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct. You don't need any microphones or cameras, just need to be able to listen in to the recording. And these webinars are not graded or required, but you will learn how to do your assignments from week to week. And we go over concepts that we are covering in your IDS 105 classroom. So, y'all, week 6. This means that we officially have 3 weeks left of our course, week 6, week 7, and week 8. Here in week 6, you have 2 assignments that are due. One, you have a journal assignment, and then the second assignment is your week 6 discussion assignment. Couple of assignment reminders. You do want to make sure that you have that Microsoft Word or PDF or something compatible that for your journal assignment for you to submit it. That way your instructor is able to open it and review it and grade it for your success. Please note that for journal assignments, video note submissions are permitted, which is kind of a cool and unique way to be able to submit your assignment. Please keep in mind that if you choose to do a video note submission to follow the policies and guidelines for video notes, make sure you have a copy of your talking points. That'll be really helpful in case your instructor has any questions. As a reminder, as an SNHU student, you do get Office 365 for free, which has Microsoft Word. Your journal assignment is due by Sunday. And then you also have that discussion assignment for week 6. As always, that initial discussion post is due on Thursday with your peer responses due on Sunday. So the week 6 discussion assignment centers all around the power of listening and the concept of empathy. So this week for your discussion assignment, you're going to be answering these 2 questions. Number 1, how do you listen to others with empathy in the online learning environment? Or how could you, if it's something maybe you struggle with? And then question 2, how have others listened to you in your life with empathy? Make sure, as always, those initial discussion posts are submitted by Thursday, and then respond to at least 2 of your classmates by initial post due by Thursdays, and then make sure you respond to at least 2 of your classmates by Sunday. Reminder about those peer responses, y'all. Just a couple of sentences isn't going to cut it. Really make sure that you are diving in a little bit deeper, asking your classmates some questions, sharing common experiences that you have. It's all about collaboration and connection, okay? This week, your week 6 journal assignment, again, due on Sunday, is going to cover these 4 questions. Please make sure as you work on your journal assignments that you're answering all pieces and parts of each question. So question 1, describe your perceptions regarding receiving feedback. So some things to consider. How does receiving feedback make you feel? How could you improve your reaction to feedback? Question 2, describe how you can use past feedback to inform how you give and receive feedback now. So part A, what have you learned from past experiences in which you've received feedback? Question B, part B, how could you apply what you have learned to future feedback situations? Sometimes students get stuck with this one and they're like, when was the last time I got feedback? This could have been from maybe in high school on a grade or an assignment that you did. It could be from a sports related feedback. It could be from a job, whatever makes sense to you. Just give the information, the details, so you can make sure they connect the concepts and it's well explained, okay? Question 3 is to describe the impact that diversity awareness has on giving and receiving feedback when communicating and collaborating with others. And then question 4, describe how you can use strategies for interacting with diverse groups of people as you give and receive feedback, okay? As a reminder, your journal assignments don't need to be anything more than a page. Make sure that you answer all the questions, use complete sentences, and this is a great time to use the academic support written feedback services for your success on your journal assignment. So that is what we have for week 6. What I wanted to do also today is talk about that week 7 final project guidebook a little bit early and make sure that y'all know how to connect properly with our academic support team, because they can really benefit you and your success as you work on any writing assignments here at the university. As a reminder, we are currently in week 6 and you have that journal assignment due by Sunday, and then you have your discussion, initial post due Thursday, peer responses due by Sunday. However, this is a great time that if you're able to kind of work ahead a little bit on putting those finishing touches on your final project, the guidebook, because it's worth a significant chunk of your grade. But again, that isn't due until week 7, the Sunday of week 7. So you have plenty of time, but we like to talk about it a little bit early. Couple of things I want to make sure you understand about that guidebook and your final project that you've been working on. First and foremost, you have been working on this project all term. So back in week 2, you picked a scenario and you used that and any personal experience to answer the questions for your project drafts week 2, week 3, week 4, right? And then in week 5, you brought in a conflict from one of your scenarios to help you answer the question. So you've already done all the work. Your job now is to use that template or document that you've been working with all term, submitting your project drafts, and you're going to submit that as your final project. Here's the big things to know, okay? First and foremost is when you use the template and you have everything filled out, that document is about 3 to 5 pages when completed, okay? You're not starting anything new, you're not starting over. You want to go back into each project draft and you want to look in the Grade Center and see what your instructor feedback was. If there were any project drafts where you needed to maybe expand your details or add details or connect the concepts a little bit further or give some examples or more information or whatever it might be, you want to make sure that you make those changes before you turn your document in for Module 7, okay? If you got 100% on each one of your project drafts, you don't have changes to make, but you still want to turn in a completed document. You want to make sure that if you've been using the template all term long, you turn in that same template. Just make sure you clean it up, add any details that you needed to add or were recommended to add, make any changes that were recommended, and then turn that in, okay, as one completed document. Sometimes students like to separate out each project draft. If you did that, you want to combine your project drafts together into one document. Sometimes students like to kind of create their own document and they just kind of copy and paste the template questions into that and they create a unique document. That is fine too, but you want to make sure you're only turning in one document that has all pieces and parts, so all the questions and your answers from project draft 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? So whatever you did in Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, Module 5, all needs to be submitted together for Module 7. So again, you're not starting from scratch. You're not doing anything new. You're just going in, looking at that graded feedback and making any recommended changes as necessary, okay? Think about too, like what you've learned this term, the experiences that you had, and you already have the template. You've been working with it all term. So just make those necessary edits. If you get stuck or have questions, use your resources. Reach out directly to your faculty member if you have questions on your specific project drafts or your project, because they are the ones that are grading it. Also, this is a great time to kind of have the academic support team look over your work for this project and just make sure that everything aligns with what it should. Okay. So typically we have a very special guest with us. Allison Johnson is one of the amazing SNHU academic support coaches here at SNHU. She was unable to make it live with me today, but I still wanted to make sure that you got to know who she is and what her team does and the services they offer for SNHU students. So you guys get to know a little bit about me all term. So I love to share that Allison, who is part of our academic support team, used to teach high school in a rural town that didn't even have a traffic light. She's been an advisor for online students just like you. She loves working with all students, but she definitely has a soft place in her heart for students who've been out of school for a long time. Any of these sound familiar? I love the fun fact. She's a huge fan of stand-up comedy and has a collection of old comedy records. And she's just one of the many people that are here to help you. Sometimes with our SNHU resources and the departments and people that are here to support your success, it can be overwhelming, like all the support that we have. And so I think sometimes when you can kind of put a face to the department or know a little bit about us, you see that we're human too. And we just want to be here to help support your success. So I wanted to show you just a few things about where you can find academic support and how to navigate to them in case you haven't utilized them at all or you're stuck or not sure of where to go. But when you log into any of your courses in Brightspace, you can actually look at that very top menu and academic support is right next to the help icon. You can click right on academic support. When you do that, it pulls up their menu of services that looks just like this, okay? So you'll see that they have 24/7 drop-in tutoring. This is convenient when it works for you in your schedule. You can connect with them within minutes as often as needed. This is really great for like general quick questions in certain content areas. You have the written feedback service, which is one that many students utilize all term long, and they really enjoy it because this gives you an opportunity to upload and submit any writing drafts and assignments for written feedback. So a little box will pop up and have you fill out some information about whatever assignment you're having them look over and what areas you want the tutor to focus on, and you get targeted feedback within 12 hours, okay? So this is a great way to utilize this, especially for the final project. But they can work with you on discussions, journal assignments, anything that's an SNHU writing assignment, okay? The academic support team also has awesome workshops that you can register for live group sessions. There's a whole bunch of different topics. I mean, anything from citing sources to, drafting essays, to research questions, to just getting started with writing, how to check your writing. I mean, the list is endless, y'all. There's so many awesome workshops you can pop into and it works best for you. Plus, if you need just a little bit more, which sometimes we do, they have scheduled one-on-one peer tutoring with an SNHU peer tutor whose experiences match your needs, and you can work on course-related skills and understanding assignments. Plus, they have an academic coaching opportunity, which is where you can be assigned to a dedicated coach. Maybe you just need a little bit more one-on-one or a strategic plan for your academic goals. If you want to know more information about any of these, just click on the Try It Now and it gives you a lot of details. Plus, there's this quick little frequently asked questions area that's out there that can help you answer kind of any of the basics from academic support. So academic support is for all SNHU classes, okay? And like you can see here, there's a whole menu of services to really benefit you and your success here at SNHU. So the biggest things as you guys are working to put together your final project for week 7, that guidebook, you just want to make sure, number one, that you turn it in, okay? You've been working on this document all term long. You're literally just going to be adding anything that you might have needed to add, details or examples, cleaning some things up, and then submitting it, okay? The biggest thing is that you want to turn it in because it's worth a huge chunk of your grade, and you've been working on it all term, so don't give up now. The other thing is to make sure that when you submit it, you have all pieces and parts of the document. Like I said, sometimes when students are copying and pasting things over or combining documents, they miss a question or they miss an answer. So like double check your work and just really make sure that your writing mechanics look good, that you have written in complete sentences, and that you have everything that you might need for your final project. A lot of you might procrastinate. Where are you? Where are my procrastinators? I swear it's an art form, y'all. I love this quote by Don Marquis. Procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. It's bound to happen. Sometimes we don't even realize that our week has gotten away from us. I always encourage students to work ahead on this assignment if you can, just to get it off your plate and you feel really comfortable about it. But sometimes life happens and things get in the way. So if you procrastinate, you put things off, before, and you can't get your paper to the writing center to have anybody review it, have like a friend or a family member look it over for you. Make sure that you have all the questions, double check your work. A lot of times I encourage students to look at the bottom of the project and review it from the bottom to the top. It'll help you like catch any errors. It's a different way of reading it. And you can just make sure that you have everything in alignment so that you do really well on the assignment. Know how you're graded. The rubric is there for you to review. You've been using, again, that template all term long. You've already put in the work. You're not starting over. You are literally just cleaning it up, adding any information or details that you were recommended to add from your instructor's feedback, or editing anything that you might need to, okay? And then you're just going to turn that document in for Module 7. Use your resources. Lean on your advisor, your instructor, the academic support team. Come back and watch the learning community webinars and videos should you need them. But remember, if you have a specific question on anything that your instructor left in the grade center, or you're not sure what they're asking for, reach out and ask them. Don't wait. Ask them now so you can put that project together confidently, okay? And be yourself, y'all. Again, you've been working on this project all term long. It's nothing new. I wanted to just pull it up really quick as a reminder that this is what it looks like. Again, the highlights are mine. It's just to kind of show the different areas. But at this point in the term, back in week 2, you picked your scenario. So make sure your scenario is listed. And then remember, in week 5, you picked a conflict that was part of the scenario. So list that here too. And then just make sure for each question, you have the question and you have the answers for each section. Okay. That's the biggest part, is to make sure you have all the pieces, all the parts of the document, all the questions answered. If you utilized any sources, make sure that you give credit where credit is due. If you're stuck with how to cite something properly or have questions about it, the SNHU library is amazing. But again, this is optional. You didn't have to use resources, but if you did or utilized work that was not your own, you need to make sure that you give proper credit where credit is due. Okay, so that's just a reminder of the template. The other thing I wanted to do really quick is I wanted to just kind of walk you through Module 6. Again, we're talking about the project a whole week early, but make sure for Module 6, Week 6, as always, you actually click through the module itself. As you all know, there's lots of content and reading within the module itself. So make sure that you are reviewing the reading that is in the module, and in addition to your required resources section. Remember, the required resources section always gives you any textbook chapters, plus it gives you any helpful videos or other documents that might help support your success in understanding the concepts and terminology for the week. We already talked about, you have that discussion assignment for week 6 regarding listening and empathy. Initial post due Thursday, peer responses, minimum of 2, due by Sunday. So don't forget about that. And then also for Module 6, y'all have that journal assignment. So when you go down to the journal assignment, click on guidelines and rubric, and it gives you an overview of the assignment and your directions that have the questions, and a reminder of what to submit. Again, if you use a video note tool, make sure that you have those notes, and it gives you kind of the information here about how to use video notes and how to put them together. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you real quick is that top menu. You click on academic support and it pulls up the whole menu for academic support that we went through here just a little bit earlier. So that's it for week 6. Again, you have your journal assignment and your discussion assignment, but this webinar also gave you a peek into the services that the academic support team here at SNHU offers, and just a reminder of how to get started on putting together that final project, that guidebook for your success, a little bit early because it's not due until week 7. Y'all are going to be great. Reach out if you have any questions. Remember, you got this, and I'll see you in week 7.